from Bangladesh, where a massive anti-terror operation has been underway for 3 days now in Sylhet there, even as it is the country's Independence Day today. The army has imposed prohibitory orders in the area and heavy armory has been moved there. The restrictions will continue until the end of the operation, codenamed Twilight, at a 5-story building in Shibari area. Civilians are putting in barricades in various alleyways to avert more attacks. At least 78 people from the 5-story building have been evacuated so far. Gas, power, other supplies to the building have been completely cut off. Now, other reports said 6 people, including 2 police persons, are killed, 31 injured in separate blasts outside this multi-story house building. In fact, a motorcycle rider hurled a bomb outside of the site. The operation is underway for 3 days now at this very spot. All right, let's get in the very latest inputs from WION's Bangladesh Bureau Chief, Saad Hammadi. He's been tracking developments in Sylhet very, very closely. In fact, getting us all updates. Saad, give us a sense of what the situation looks like at this point, considering it's also Bangladesh's Independence Day. Security forces there engaged in a very, very sort of complicated anti-terror operation.
Aisha, the operation has been going on. It's the 3rd day that this operation is going on. Incessant firing has been heard from the building, and the exchange of fire between the armed forces, the commando troops, and the terrorists still hold up inside this building, which has 30 flats, 150 rooms, and it's a 5-story building. So the armed forces that are battling this out, they're still trying to understand the kind of casualty and damage it can cause if they go for a full-scale assault operation, which is why they're taking time. And in intervals, they're trying to drill into the building by firing incessantly and making their way in.
All right, seems that we've lost that audio connection with Saad Hammadi, our correspondent, giving us a sense of the latest that is unfolding in Sylhet. We do know that 2 explosions had ripped through a crowd on Saturday, killing 6 people, injuring about 50 others in the northeastern city of Sylhet. Army commandos as they stormed an Islamist extremist hideout. Now, we also know that the powerful blast went off about 400 meters from the hideout, targeting police and hundreds of onlookers who were watching the commandos conduct this anti-militant operation in this 5-story building. Visuals on your screens right now. WION's Bangladesh Bureau Chief Saad Hammadi is presently on the ground getting us minute-to-minute updates. Saad, your line got cut off. Please continue. Give us a sense of how the security forces are proceeding at this stage.
Some of the operation is still going on. As I said, it's the 3rd day that this operation has gone into the counter-terror operation, which appears to be the biggest counter-terrorist operation in history of Bangladesh. And they have holed up the terrorists inside, which they appear would be about 5 in number. But then again, they do not know the casualty and damage it can cause if they go for a full-scale operation, which is why they're firing in intervals and drilling into the building to understand how much of a space they have or a room they have to get in on full scale. They do not want to cause mass casualty in the neighborhood, given that they apprehend that the building is planted with explosives all over, but they do not know the kind of explosives there is, the improvised explosive devices that may be planted. The intensity of this cannot be ascertained at this time. Mind you, Sana, this happens on the Independence Day, the 46th Independence Day of Bangladesh, since they fought a bloody war in which about 3 million people are reportedly were killed in 1971. At the leadership of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who called for this separation of Bangladesh from the erstwhile Pakistan and for its autonomy and independence, that has led to Bangladesh have its sovereignty. Now, with these terrorist attacks taking place over the last years, particularly since 2013, where militant attacks took place, and then these bloody terrorist attacks that have taken place last year and now going on, they have compromised on the country's sovereignty, and which is what the security forces are fighting and battling out to ensure and make sure that there is no ground for terrorists in the country, as the government wants to portray.
All right, Saad, we leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining us there with the very latest from the ground there in Sylhet in Bangladesh. We, of course, will keep touching base with you as and when there are more updates. Thanks very much for now.